Okay, so I heard the story about the slowest person in a link of people, and it's a story that I believe is a true story. There was a gentleman who was managing, I think it was a construction or a manufacturing business, and he had some issues at work he didn't know what to do with. But at the same time, in the community, he led, I believe it was a Boy Scout troop. So they went on this expedition. They had to hike up to a certain point, and during this expedition, he noticed that the group of boys he was with, they got separated because one guy was really slow and the rest of the troop was moving at a uniform pace. But you can't have the troop being separated. So he would stop them, slow them down, and get them back together. They would move for a little bit, then they would separate again, and he couldn't figure out why. So he had this idea of pulling the slowest kid to the front and arranging the people in such that they were slowest to fastest. And when he did that, the troop moved together because everybody moved at the pace of the slowest person. And so what he learned from that was if he improved the pace of the slowest person, he improved the pace of the whole group. So he did things like take stuff out of the kid's bag to lighten his load, make him go faster. They got to their campsite on time, on schedule, and everything went well. He learned from that and applied it to his business. So I was thinking about this when I heard this yesterday. How do we apply that to sales? And what I realized was in the sales process, there's always going to be somebody who's the slowest person in the link. It's either going to be your customer, it's going to be an external source, you need information from somewhere to complete the proposal. There's going to be a slow link. And the knowledge piece here, the thing to take away is you've got to identify that slow link and then make it easier for that link to get faster, because your project, your proposal, your sale will not happen any faster than that slowest link. So for example, I had a situation where a client of mine really was eager to do solar but wasn't making the decision. And in talking to him and understanding what was going on, I figured out that there was an external organization that needed to approve something for him. And he had to find the time, the slow link, he had to find the time to call this external organization to get the approval. And in a moment of brilliance, which doesn't happen often, but I thought, let me call that organization for him. So I did. And I got the information he needed. I emailed that information to him, telling him he was approved. And in his reply to me, he responded with the affirmative, and the project was on, and we won the project. And so that is a perfect example of understanding and identifying what the slowest link in your process is. And don't leave it to that person. And in sales, it's almost always going to be on the side of your customer. You're ready to move forward. The customer needs something. They need financing. They need better understanding. It's not up to them to go find that information if you want to move at a different pace. You have to solve that problem. And if you solve that problem, you're almost always going to get a decision quickly. So that's my lesson from that parable, so to speak. It's actually a true story, but there it is.